So, can we try to talk about part of it is the problem of the word selfishness, but let's talk about the virtue of selfishness. So, let's start at the fact that for me, I really enjoy doing stuff for other people. I enjoy being cheering on the success of others.
Why?
I don't know. It's deep
Well,
in
think
there.
about it. Why? Because I think you do know.
If I were to really think, I don't want to resort to like evolutionary arguments or like this
No,
is
don't
somehow
resort
good.
to evolution.
So I I think
So I can tell you why I enjoy helping others.
Maybe you can go there. Like one thing, because we should talk about love a little bit. I'll tell you, there's a part of me that's a little bit not rational. Like there's a gut that I follow. That not everything I do is perfectly rational. Like for example, my dad uh, criticizes me. He says like you should always have a plan. Like it should make sense. You have a strategy, and I say that I stepped down from my full salary position at MIT. There's so many things I did without like a plan. It's the gut. It's like I want to start a company. Well, you know how many companies fail? I don't know.
90%.
It's a gut, and the same thing with being kind to others is a gut. I watch the way that karma works in this world. That the people like us, one guy I look up to is Joe Rogan. That he does stuff for others, and that the joy he experiences, the way he sees the world, like just the glimmer in his eyes because he does stuff for others that creates a joyful experience, and that somehow seems to be an instructive way that to me is inspiring of a life well lived.
But you probably know a lot of people who have done stuff for others who are not happy.
True.
So I don't think it's the doing stuff for others that brings the happiness. It's why you do stuff for others and what else you're doing in your life, and what is the proportion. But it's why at the end of the day, which is and it's the same. Look, you can maybe through a gut feeling say I want to start a company, but you better start doing thinking about how and what and all of that. And to some extent the why, because if you really want to be happy doing this, you better make sure you're doing it for the right reason. So I'm not, there's something called fast thinking. The Kahneman, the
Daniel Kahneman.
Yes.
No, yes,
Daniel
no.
Kahneman talks about, and there is, it's all the integrations you've made so far in your life cause you to have specialized knowledge in certain things, and you can think very fast, and your gut tells you what the right answer is. But it's not. It's your mind is constantly evaluating and constantly working. You want to make it as rational as you can, not in the sense that I have to think through every time I make a decision, but that they've so programmed my mind in a sense that the answers are the right answers, when I get them. So, I view other people as a value. Other people contribute enormously to my life. Whether it's a romantic love relationship or whether it's a friendship relationship or whether it's just, Jeff Bezos creating Amazon and delivering goodies to my home when I get them. And people do all that, right? It's not just Jeff Bezos. He gets the most credit, but everybody in that chain of command, everybody at Amazon is working for me. I love that. I love the idea of a human being. I love the idea that there are people capable of being an Einstein, of being, and creating and building and making stuff that makes my life so good. Most of us like, this is not a good room for an example. Most of us like plants, right?
Yeah.
We like pets. I don't particularly, but people like pets. Why? We like to see life.
Yeah.
Human beings are life on steroids, right? They're life with a brain. It's amazing, right? What they can do. I love people. Now, that doesn't mean I love everybody, because there are really bad people out there who I hate, right? Mm-hmm. And I do hate. And there are people out there that are just, I have no opinion about. But generally, the idea of a human being, to me, is a phenomenal idea. When I see a baby, I light up. Because to me, there's a potential, there's this magnificent potential that is embodied in that. And when I see people struggling and need help, I think they're human beings. They embody that potential. They embody that goodness. They might turn out to be bad, but why would I ever give the presumption of that? I give them the presumption of the positive, and I cheer them on. And I enjoy watching people succeed. I enjoy watching people get to the top of the mountain and produce something, even if I don't get anything directly from it. I enjoy that because it's part of my enjoyment of life.
So to you, the morality of selfishness, this kind of love of other human beings, the love of life fits into a morality of selfishness.
Can't not. Because there's no context in which you can truly love yourself without loving life and loving what it means to be human. So, the love of yourself is going to manifest itself differently in different people, but at its core, what do you love about yourself? You first of all, I love that I'm alive. I love that I love this world and the opportunities it provides me, and the fun and the excitement of discovering something new and meeting a new person and having a conversation. Right. All of this is immensely enjoyable. But behind all of that is a particular human capability that not only I have, other people have, and the fact that they have it makes my life so much more fun because it's. You cannot view, it's all integrated, and you cannot view yourself in isolation. Now, that doesn't place a moral commandment on me. Help everybody who's poor that you happen to meet in the street. It doesn't place a burden on me in a sense that now I have this moral duty to help everybody. It leaves me free to make decisions about who I help and who I don't. There's some people who I will not help. There's some people who I do not wish positive things upon. Bad people should have bad outcomes. Bad people should suffer. So,
and then you have the freedom to choose who's good, who's bad within
your decision based on your values. Now, I think there's an objectivity to it. There's a standard by which you should evaluate good versus bad, and that standard should be to what extent do they contribute or hurt human life. The standard is human life. And so when I look at Jeff Bezos, I say he's contributed to human life. Good guy. I might disagree with him on stuff. We might disagree about politics. We might disagree about women. We might disagree. I don't know what we agree. But overall, big picture, he is pro-life, right? Mm-hmm. I look at somebody like, to take like 99.9% of our politicians, and they are pro-death. They are pro-destruction. They're pro-cutting corners in ways that destroy human life and human potential and human ability. So I literally hate almost every politician out there. Yeah. And I wish ill on them, right? I don't want them to be successful or happy. I want them all to go away, right? Leave me alone. Yeah. So I believe in justice. I believe good things should happen to good people and bad things should happen to bad people. So I make those generalizations based on this one. On the other hand, I shouldn't say all politicians, right? So if I love Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, right? I love Abraham Lincoln. I love people who fought for freedom and who believed in freedom, who had these ideas and who lived up to, at least in parts of their lives, to those principles. Now, do I think Thomas Jefferson was flawed because he held slaves? Absolutely. Right. But the virtues way outweigh that, in my view. And I understand people who don't accept that.
You don't have to also love and hate the entirety of the person. There's parts of that person that you're attracted to.
The major part is pro-life, and therefore I'm pro that person. And I think, and I said earlier that objectivism is philosophy of love, and I believe that because objectivism is about your life, about loving your life, about embracing your life, about engaging with the world, about loving the world in which you live, about win-win relationships with other people, which means to a large extent loving the good in other people and the best in other people, and encouraging that and supporting that and promoting that. So I know selfishness is a harsh word because the culture has given it that harshness. Selfishness is a harsh word because the people who don't like selfishness want you to believe it's a harsh word. But it's not. What does it mean? It means focus on self. It means take care of self. It means make yourself your highest priority, not your only priority, because in taking care of self, what would I be without my wife? What would I be without the people who support me, who help me, who I have these love relationships with?